Okay, the final chapter of The Ark in Space, we talk about it after this. Hello out there, I'm the oldest nerd, and today talking about Doctor Who and the Tom Baker years, The Ark in Space. This is considered one of the best episodes of Tom Baker's time as the Doctor. The first group of episodes, which was Robot, was written kind of generically. They didn't really know what kind of character, what kind of acting that Tom Baker was capable of doing, and so they really just wrote kind of a Jon Pertwee story. However, with Ark in Space, we have more idea of Tom Baker's acting style, and the show is a bit more tailored to him and more like the kind of shows that make a good Tom Baker adventure. And so with Ark in Space, very well done. The BBC outdid itself as far as set building. They had never done anything quite so elaborate. They wanted to get away from the more studio-bound sets that they'd used before and make something that really looked like a space station. And they did a great deal of good in set building, even for rather minimal working. The photographic techniques they used made it look like that it went on and on, looked like a much bigger space than it actually was. That's one of the tricks that you can do in movie making and television, really, and something that had not been really all that worked on before. I mean, there were exterior shots in the previous Doctors with, they would film out in the countryside or in a gravel pit that they went back and back to throughout the original series. However, this was a studio-bound episode, but still looked like it was a whole lot bigger than it was. And kudos to the production team that made that work. They didn't have just the greatest budget in the world, and their model work, while was good for the time, was a lot of probably cardboard tubing in order to do it. But still, with what they had, they did very well. We now know that, of course, Noah, as the spider creature, which they call the Willian, were trying really to take over the galaxy rather than just to find a place to where they could go and breed and survive, which is what the original idea the Doctor had was. But as Noah was transforming into this spider creature, the Doctor was able to catch him just early enough, or before it was too late, before he lost his entire humanity, in order to change his mind and change the mind of the Hive to leave the space station. And so that's kind of how it worked. There was some violence in it, but it wasn't committed by the Doctor, and in doing so, that keeps his reputation for not actually trying to kill things, but rather to talk them out of things. Now, of course, the thing about this, and this goes through both old Doctor Who and new Doctor Who, despite the fact the Doctor is personally nonviolent, there are deaths in his tracks. Just about every time that he appears somewhere, somebody's going to die. And there are a few episodes where that doesn't happen, and it's kind of a wonder when that does happen. So anyway, that's the Ark in Space. We hope you enjoyed the episodes there, and we have a whole new two-parter featuring the Sontarans with Tom Baker. That's going to be in our next review. So I'd like to know what you think about all this. Please put it in the comments below. And if you've not subscribed, please do so. And you can ring the bell and be notified when the next video comes your way. This week, we're running a little bit late on things, so this is useful to have the bell, the notification there, so you know when the next video comes your way. We talk about classic Doctor Who, we talk about classic Star Trek, we talk about Picard, we talk about The Bad Batch, we talk about The Mandalorian when it gets started, and other things as they come along. Any kind of Doctor Who news that comes about. We know, by the way, that Ncuti Gatwa is going to have more than one outfit. Generally speaking, the Doctor wears one thing or maybe two. And in the case of David Tennant, he wore a jacket that had different color stripes depending on whether he was going forward or backward in time. That seemed to be the only variation in his wardrobe. The Peter Capaldi Doctor did have a white shirt and black coat, which sometimes was replaced with a black sweater. And then virtually everybody else just kind of wore the same thing all the time. And Ncuti is going to apparently have this orange outfit that we've seen, and also another pattern with I think some more reds in it or something like that. But that was the latest tidbit that they released from the upcoming series in 2024. So thank you for joining us. Until next time, don't go far.